In an earlier recording, I referenced the bamboo. The bamboo seed is planted and will stay underground for 3 to 5 years. And then when it grows and it breaks and sprouts forth, it grows feet, multiple feet a day, like meters, like yards, like grows massively. And it reminds me of the words of Pritchett, who in his book U Squared, he brings forth another book called Taking the Quantum Leap by Fred Allen Wolf. And in this message, they basically explain this, that you have a particle and it's traveling in a certain space and a certain speed here. And then all of a sudden, without any extra effort or any extra pizzazz or any extra whatever, it jumps to this other side and becomes more powerful and makes a quantum leap. Didn't take any extra effort. Here's how Pritchett put it. Physicists studying quantum mechanics note that particles make these jumps without apparent effort and without covering all the bases between the starting and ending points. It's time to get off the fence and take a quantum leap of faith, which is action, a quantum leap of accountability, which includes action. It takes not only accountability, but measuring. It takes seeing where you are and where you need to be and looking what the gap is and asking for divine power to fill in the gap. But the only way to do that is to humbly come before the Lord, feel of his grace, and let him work from within you out. Cleanse the inner vessel, then the outer vessel will be cleansed. I know this from personal experience. Prior to being diagnosed with mental illness in the in the year 2000, I thought I had it all. I was fit. I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. The folly of youth. I could eat fast food all day and still be trim and still run and still play basketball. But then in my mid-20s, it all caught up to me and I carried that excess weight for 23 years. Then when I turned my body over to the Lord, not just my life like I did when I was 18, but my body to the Lord at age 48, he transformed me from the inside out and helped me make a quantum leap in so much that I was on a CPAP. I was on inhalers for sports-induced asthma. I was excess weight. I had a hard time. I'd have my kids get my shoes out from under the bed for me. And just 6 months later, after I made this transformation, maybe 8 months later, no, it was about 6 months later, I went from 254 to 238, and I ran a Spartan race. Granted, it was a sprint, a 5K with 20 obstacles, but still I did it. And I'll never forget the picture that we captured with my wife. It's the biggest smile I've ever seen on her face. There is something to be said about taking accountability and transforming your life through God's power. He will change you. He is your mentor. He is your coach. He is your father. He wants to give you all things. Will you let him?